Welcome to Your Future, Your Choice, a new program exploring the challenges of career preparation and higher education. I'm your host, Emmanuel Romanis. My work in the realm of higher education over the past decade as a career development specialist has afforded me a unique opportunity of understanding of the student life cycle from admission to job placement. It also exposed two troubling patterns. Number one, a surprising number of potential students seeking a post-secondary education were simply unprepared. And number two, too many college graduates lack the necessary skills required by employers. Why? Why is there such a disconnect between employers and graduates? This dilemma was the motivation to my new book, Joe Barista, PhD, in American Education in the 21st Century, and the development of this show. Today we will explore the disconnect between college graduates and employers. New York Times, The Washington Post, The Wall Street Journal, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News. No matter where you turn, the news is inescapable. New college graduates complain that they can't find work, and employers complain that they can't find skilled workers. Again, why? Why is there this disconnect? In addition, new graduates are drowning under unprecedented levels of school debt. Consider the following. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, as of May of last year, 2013, student loan debt in the U.S. has passed the $1.2 trillion mark. $1.2 trillion. That is now second highest form of consumer debt behind mortgages. An Associated Press study found that in 2012, over half, 53.6% of college graduates with a bachelor degree were either unemployed or underemployed. That's up from 41% in 2000. And finally, in a recent Adecco USA telephone survey of 500 top executives, 92% identified a relevant skill set that employees were lacking. Again, why? Why is there this disconnect between employers and graduates? Typically, career preparation and development begins when a college student is about halfway through their program of study. This is simply too late in the process. This discussion needs to begin at the secondary level. My guests today are three Bethel Park High School seniors who will help me explore this issue when we come back. Stay with us.
In honor of EMS Week, Tri-Community South EMS would like to thank and recognize our staff. This year, EMS Week is May 18th through the 24th, and its theme is EMS Dedicated for Life. EMS work places EMTs and paramedics in touch with realities of life most people do not want to be associated with. It takes a special person to work in the EMS field, and we think our staff are special people. For more information about Tri-Community South EMS, visit tcsems.org.
Welcome back to Your Future, Your Choice. Joining me now are three Bethel Park High School seniors, Nicholas Gallietta, Autumn Shadler, and Adam Larson. Thank you and welcome to Your Future, Your Choice. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I want to get an idea of what your plans are after high school, since graduation is coming up in about another month and a half. And more importantly, not so much what your plans are, but what preparation, if any, that you've done to get to that next step and what will take you forward to that next step. So let's start with the most basic question. Adam, let's start with you. What are your plans after high school?
I want to attend college after high school, and I'll be attending Pennsylvania State University main campus in University Park.
Oh, awesome.
And,
My daughter graduated from there.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Fun
good
campus.
for you. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Now, do you know what you're going to be studying?
Yes, I'll be studying petroleum and natural gas engineering.
Okay. Now, what got you involved with that? Have you done any research up to this point to get into that, or what brought you to that decision?
Thanks for asking that question. Actually, that you bring that up, I did quite a bit of research. At first, I was bouncing back between pharmacy and petroleum engineering, and I wasn't too sure about what I wanted to do. And then I actually job shadowed at a major oil and gas company, and that really sparked my interest because I liked what they were doing. So I actually applied for an energy education program called the Shale Academy,
Right.
based in Washington, PA, where all the Marcellus Shale drilling's going on.
I'm very familiar with it.
Yep, and they're doing a lot of job shadowing, and I job shadowed at a couple other companies,
Okay.
and did some work with Senator Tim Solebay and a couple other senators, and I wrote some articles for the company Shale Media Group,
Okay.
which is the mother company, and their website is themarcellusshale.com. And they liked my work so much, I was actually hired as a part-time employee to write articles for a newspaper company.
Oh, excellent. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah.
Okay. So it seems like you've done a lot of research up to that point.
Yeah, there was a lot of research involved in it, and I was pretty much psyched about the opportunity to get my hands dirty
Good.
and actually do what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Okay, good deal. That's excellent. Now, Autumn, how about you? What are your plans after high school?
I plan to go to CCAC for a few years, and then I'm going to transfer.
Okay, any idea where at this point?
Where I'm going to transfer? Probably either Pitt or Duquesne because I'm looking into nursing.
Okay, now what got you involved in nursing or interested in nursing? Did you do any type of research beforehand, or?
Yeah, we did a lot of research. I've done a lot of research on different types of careers because I always wanted to be in the medical field.
Okay.
So I wanted something like that. I looked into occupational therapy, but it's like 7 years of school. It's not
Right.
really for me.
Right.
But and you make a lot more money nursing, and you have the opportunity to go farther up.
Nicholas, last but certainly not least, what are your plans?
My plans right now are I'd like to go into the Carpenters Union.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed working with my hands, and when I was about 4, my dad started remodeling my basement, and I started helping him out from there, and I've just always enjoyed it from there.
Excellent.
I work in a hardware store, so
Okay.
I'm exposed to that stuff a lot, and it's just something I really enjoy.
Fantastic, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad that everybody is not going to college. Not that college isn't the right choice, but it certainly isn't the right choice for everybody. And that's a couple other things that I want to explore also. Adam, when did you start getting the idea that this was the area you wanted to go into, or at least start talking about what you wanted to explore? When did that come about, and who started that process for you?
I'd say about in 8th grade when I took an introduction to a chemistry course. I really liked chemistry, and it really sparked my interest. And from that point going forward, I really wanted to do pharmacy. And then the whole shale gas revolution started. I looked into it, and then I kind of transitioned into petroleum engineering, and that really got my gears turning towards that.
How about you, Autumn? You said you always wanted to get into the medical field. As far as serious discussion about that, when did that start for you, and who kind of started that for you?
I wouldn't say very serious discussion started until probably like junior or senior year of my high school career. But yeah, my mom brought up nursing because at first I didn't think I would really be interested in nursing. But
now, is your mom or anybody in your family a nurse?
I have a few cousins that are in the medical field. Some of them, I think one of them's like a medical assistant.
Okay, so it's not completely foreign to you.
Right.
You've had people that you could talk to about it who've been in the field.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Right. So I did a major project. Actually, it was my senior project on being a nurse, and I interviewed a nurse and got to know a bunch of details about her work, and I became really interested.
Good,
so.
good. Now, Nicholas, how about you? When did you said that your dad started to remodel the downstairs and you helped him, got interested there. Yeah. Did it kind of just spawn from that, or was there ever any discussion about other avenues you wanted to go into, or was it pretty much you swung the hammer, you got hooked, and that was it?
Well, it originally was sort of just a hobby, and then as it progressed along, one thing I also do at work is I'll operate some heavy equipment sometimes, like skid steers and that.
Right, right.
And I guess I enjoyed it so much, my dad suggested to me one time, why don't I become a heavy equipment operator?
Okay.
Well, from there I started looking into the different avenues of that, and I just decided that I think I'd enjoy carpentry more than that.
Okay.
Actually, I recently completed my Eagle Scout project.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And what it was is, down in South Park, I installed an outdoor classroom,
awesome,
which involved the building of about 10 benches and a podium, which obviously involved woodworking.
Right,
and
right.
I enjoyed the whole process, and I think that sort of helped solidify my interest in the union.
That's excellent. Welcome to the club. I too am an Eagle Scout, though
Thank you.
many years ago.
But I am also. Actually.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Welcome to the club, gentlemen. That is awesome. Let me just get off the beaten path here just for a moment, because you've brought up a couple interesting things, and I pulled some information. The job growth outlook for the next 10 years, actually this is between 2010 and 2020, for a carpenter is 20%. There's 20% growth, and you're shaking your head. You obviously know this. You've researched this. For registered nurse, it's 26%. Now, ironically, I don't have yours. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But what I find interesting, when you speak to a little kid, and we were probably no different when we were small. What do you want to be when you grow up? Doctor, lawyer, fireman, policeman, nurse. Sometimes a nurse. That's pretty much it. The job growth outlook between 2010 and 2020 for a lawyer is only 10%, because it's a saturated market. Now let's expand on that a little bit, because this is, you're all shaking your head, but this is something very important that I've found in my dealings with graduates. And again, my work was done in higher education, so I dealt with college graduates. But a vast majority of the people that I would work with over the last 10 years really did not take the time to see where the job growth was. So what's happening, it's happening nationwide, is you have a lot of students who are graduating college with degrees that they can't use. They're not marketable because that's not where the jobs are. So you end up paying all this money, spending all this time. You're now in debt, and you can't find a job because there's no need for that job. So, Autumn, let's start with you, since you have the highest job growth in nursing, at least until 2020. Did you look at that before deciding on nursing, or what was job growth in your field even a part of the conversation?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many options for nursing. Obviously, you can work in a hospital, you can work in a clinic, you can work in a doctor's office. There's so many opportunities. So.
Okay. How about with you, Nicholas? Did you do any type of research as far as job growth in that field, or even other areas that you might have been interested in?
Well, when I started looking, like I said, at heavy equipment operator,
right,
I started looking, and the biggest problem I saw with that is that it's a really specialized field. So even if I were to get into it, there might not be as much of a job opportunity as if I went with the Carpenters Union, say, because everyone's basically going to college. From a young age, we're basically fed, you should go to college.
Sure.
And so people haven't been going into the trades, and the average age of a worker is 50, which means they'll come and retire soon, and there will be a big shortage of workers, which means there's a great demand for them right now. That's
right, and the trades are real hot right now. In fact, there have been several surveys and studies that have been done, which I'm sure you're probably aware, where employers are complaining, and the bulk of that is coming from the trades.
Yes.
we can't find skilled workers. We have the jobs. We're willing to pay well for them, but nobody's going into the trades. We can't find people that want to go into that field. Adam, what about with you? Did you look at job growth opportunities or projections, or did any of that even come into the research, or was it pretty much once you found what you wanted, you loved it so much, this is where I'm going?
I did research that a lot, and the main factor between pharmacy and petroleum engineering was where was the job going to be, 10 years down the line. And pharmacy, I was looking into it, and it's a saturated field, so I looked at petroleum engineering, and I remember looking at a study done, and the Department of Industry and Labor reported that in Pennsylvania in 2013 alone, 29,000 jobs were linked to the oil and gas industry.
Right.
In ancillary industries, over 200,000 jobs were
very
linked.
much so. Okay,
So,
good deal, good deal. Well, I'll tell you what, the three of you are definitely ahead of the curve, and that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's switch over to another aspect of higher education, paying for it. That's big on everybody's mind. In your research, and we'll talk a little bit more about this, I don't know how much you're familiar with the amount of college debt and things that are out there, and the growing concern nationally that is. But Nicholas, let's start with you.
Yes.
Have you looked into just different ways of financing your education?
Yeah, the biggest way the most successful way that I found was out off of 376. There's a big training center.
Yeah.
The Carpenter's Apprentice Training Center.
Right.
And if you can get into the apprenticeship program, there's no tuition, which was one of the big things that drew me to it. And the other thing that I liked was if you find an employer within the program, they'll actually pay you for the program.
Okay.
Which I liked because instead of going into debt for your education, you're actually getting paid for your education.
Right.
So
right.
instead of being down $80,000 after 4 years, I've got 4 years of a working wage in.
Right.
And that can help you get set and establish yourself a lot faster.
Now, what is involved? High school diploma, obviously, but what else is involved in getting into the apprenticeship program?
The preliminary requirements are you need a high school diploma, you have to be 17 or older, you have to have a suitable form of transportation and a valid driver's license, because the working sites are all over the county and stuff, and outside of the county even.
Okay.
So you obviously need to be able to provide transportation for yourself.
Okay. Now, is there any type of testing or anything like that that's required prior to starting the apprenticeship?
Yeah, there's a preliminary entrance exam,
Okay.
which is heavily mathematics based.
Okay, that makes sense,
Yeah,
obviously.
so it does make sense.
Yeah.
And I believe you need to score a 92 or higher for them to even consider accepting you.
Adam, what about with you? Have you looked into different ways of financing and things of that nature?
Well, throughout my high school career, I've worked, and now that I have this job, I'll be doing that full time during the summer, and
Okay.
I'll also be extending that into my college career. So I can work from campus if need be, but also loans are going to be a big part
Right.
of it. My parents are going to chip in a little bit too. So.
Okay. Autumn, what about you? Pretty much the same type areas, or?
Right. One of the best things about going to CCAC is that it's so much less of a cost
Indeed.
than like another school. But yeah, so that's one of the main reasons we chose CCAC, and it's the same degree no matter where you go, same
Right.
nursing degree. So.
Right. As far as preparing for the next step, education-wise, did you take any specific courses, or some of you talked about, especially you, working within the field, getting some training within the field, possible internships, things of that nature? What did you do, if anything, through your high school years to help prepare for the next step of college? Autumn, let's start with you.
I've taken advanced health, which helps a lot, obviously. I've taken child development because ultimately I want to work in children's hospital because I love kids. But I've also...
Now, when you say advanced, and excuse my ignorance because it's been a while since I've been out of school, is that similar to like an AP type class?
It's more of like an honors type elective.
Okay.
Because everyone has to take health, like in 10th grade.
Right, okay.
So
Got
you
it.
can also like go on, take advanced health.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and then I've taken psychology because that's a big part of nursing. So.
Makes sense. Okay. Adam, how about you?
I'd taken a lot of classes, mainly in the science and math. I took AP Chemistry. Right now I'm in AP Physics and AP Calculus. And that, that's attributed to, the engineering programs at Penn State. They're heavy on the math and science. And in addition to that, I'm in my the Shale Academy, and then also I have the internship opportunity right now, which is I'm very fortunate to be a part of.
Now, Nicholas, you had mentioned that you're working in a hardware store, and you obviously have some on-the-job training that is leading up to that. And then as far as your high school curriculum, is there anything special that you did, or just basic academic work?
There's nothing particularly special. There's basic academic work, and I need to pay a little bit more attention in math class.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, if maybe you loaded up a little bit more on the mathematics, or I guess that can only go so far. I doubt you're going to use statistics
or calculus out there. I don't think.
Right. Okay.
I'm not doing engineering, but the other thing I did is I've also been in woodshop for 3 years now.
Oh, okay.
And I really like the woodshop at the high school. It's a good program. And even though it's not exactly commercial carpentry, which is what I'll be going into, it's still a good precursor to the program because it gets me some experience with the tools and everything.
Okay. The guidance office. You all mentioned that the guidance office played a part to some degree, and I guess it's like anything else. The more help you want, the more help they're going to give you. Every student is different, obviously. Adam, what was some of your interaction with the guidance office over the last couple of years, as far as what you were looking for from them, how they were able to assist you or point you in a direction?
Mr. Bruce is big on the energy field with the jobs coming up, so I did a lot of collaboration with him. And last year, actually, he brought in a geologist, Mike Forgione, and he spoke about the upcoming field, the careers involved in it, the trades that are involved in it, the engineers and geologists, and that really sparked my interest too. So I did a lot of work with Mr. Bruce through that aspect.
Okay, how about with you, Nicholas?
With me, it was more, recently they had an assembly. It was something after school where they brought in, I believe it was between 6 and 10 of the 19 different trade unions in the area, and a representative from each of them spoke for a little bit.
Okay.
And they described the application process, the testing process, and how you work your way up through an apprentice to getting journeyman status.
Okay.
And so that's really where I got my help, through the counseling office.
Okay. Now, once you had that seminar type, if you would, did you do any type of follow-up with the guidance office, or did they provide you with any type of follow-up, or was it mainly with the people that showed up at the seminar, you dealt directly with them?
Mainly it was I dealt directly with them, and I also dealt through my boss at work, because he's involved with the...
Oh, okay.
My boss is Andy Amrine.
I'm not familiar with
EV Hardware.
Okay.
So he's involved with the Carpenters Union.
Oh, okay.
So that sort of helped me out a bit, and I also talked with the gentleman from the Carpenters Union at the seminar. But I asked Mr. Bruce for a little bit of help with some of that stuff, too.
Okay.
So.
How about with you, Autumn?
I just recently have decided of what I was going to do as far as like nursing and CCAC goes. So I haven't received much help. I haven't really needed much help though.
Okay. So. Yeah. I guess that's coming for you.
Right. Yeah.
All that is coming, and I imagine a lot of that will come out of the CCAC career office and things of that nature once you get involved with that. It's good to hear that you've done your homework, you've done your research, because a lot of people unfortunately don't do that. And they end up getting a degree where they're spending $400, $500, $600 a credit, where they could have gone to another institution, gotten a very similar type degree, and spent $200 or $250, things of that nature. And that's why part of the reason for this program, and part of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, is to see just how much is being done at the high school level, because again. The earlier you prepare, the better off you're going to be. You have the information, you can make your choices, you can make intelligent choices. stay out of debt as much as possible and get to where you want to be. So that's very good to hear. As a summation, Nicholas, anything you want to bring up or anything that you think is important that we haven't spoken about or touched on?
The only thing I really have is that I think people really need to consider the trades as an option more, just because how much it's beaten into our head to go to college, but the trades are really a great opportunity on the other hand.
I agree, and I think that's starting to come around more and more, especially with all these employers just crying the blues that they can't find enough people to fill these positions. And they're needed positions. I mean, infrastructure in this country is deteriorating at a rapid pace. It needs to be rebuilt. We need people that have the skills to rebuild that, and everybody pays for that. So it's something that's definitely it needs to be addressed. Autumn, how about you? Anything we haven't touched on or anything just in general you'd like to bring up?
No, I just agree with you. It's definitely important to do your research and to look into all the options you have. So.
And we need nurses.
Right.
Adam, how about you?
Just to echo everything, I think people need to do their homework, make wise decisions, and really have a plan and what they're going to do, where they're going to go. The trades is a great option. You need to consider those options. In addition to that, I think our high school has done an excellent opportunity, covering a slew of all options involved, like the trades, the college route, the CCAC route,
sure,
everything involved.
And one thing that the three of you, it was a nice mix, and it just happened to be that way. But the three of you are a great combination of people, because you show the importance of everything across the board. You show the importance of the skills. You show the importance of the medical industry. You show the importance of what's up and coming right now: oil, gas, infrastructure, energy. That's real hot right now, and we need qualified, intelligent people in all those areas. So with that, I want to thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be right back.
BPTV. Come volunteer. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be here. BPTV. Come on in, make a show. It's still fun after all these years.
I want to once again thank my guests, Adam, Autumn, and Nicholas, for joining me today and adding their experience and insight. It was very, very moving. So what does all this mean? Well, the bottom line is this: no one will care more about your future than you, be it career development, higher education, or just your overall well-being. Thus, it is incumbent upon you to do your research. Research your options, ask the right questions, and make the right choices. Is a college degree the best option for me? How am I going to pay for school? Loans, out-of-pocket, grants? What are my options? Will the school I select give me the necessary skills that employers require? Which jobs will be in demand over the next 10 to 15 years? These are all questions that need to be asked before you start your journey into post-secondary education. Successful career development is rooted in preparation. The earlier, the better. Remember, it's your future, it's your choice.